Well, it's been a tricky time of late, but a good time of late, for Christians to figure out how to do their duties to the governing authorities and their governing God. Especially when our governing authorities have been leading in ways you are not sure your God would be. So in figuring it out, I thought today we could talk about honor. Honor. As in 1 Peter 2:12, have your conduct honorable. What does that mean, honor? Well, it is something that's given. Something that's given. We give it to God, God gives it to men, and we give it to the ones God gives it to. We're told again and again in Scripture that all honor belongs to God alone. 1 Chronicles 29:11, 1 Timothy 1:17. But we also learn that God gives honor to officers on earth. Though it still belongs to him, he shares his honor through office bearers. And when he does, we honor those offices. Thus we read, honor the king, 1 Peter 2:17. Honor church elders, Philippians 2:29. And elders who rule well or teach well, double honor, 1 Timothy 5:17. Honor your father and mother. This means it is incumbent upon Christians to honor those whom God has made an officer in family, church, or state, through demonstrations of respect. Render therefore to all their due, taxes to whom taxes are due, customs to whom customs, fear to whom fear, and honor to whom honor. Romans 13:7. But there is a big question that is answered throughout the Bible. What do you do when the one in office is not doing what honors God and attempts to lead you that way? And the Bible's answer is that the honor you owe doesn't go away, but the obedience does. Honor all men, 1 Peter 2:17. But we ought to obey God rather than men, Acts 5:29. Notice the difference. Honor isn't the same as obedience in the Bible, not even used the same in the Bible. All men are honored, not all men are obeyed. Now, how does that affect us? Well, following the Bible, to revile anyone in authority, to revile, let's say, in our case, in the office of president or governor who is doing wrong is sin. But to obey a president or governor who wants you to do wrong is a sin too. It's both. So let's say that the media smears Trump. He's the president. That's a sin. And some of you might be guilty of it, and some of you might be cheering right now that I'm saying so. That's right. Tell them people. But let's turn the tables. To Pelosi, Newsom, or Biden. Say Joe Biden becomes president. Some of you will immediately get online and revile, slander, and trounce him. I hope not. That might not be any of us. And that is just as much a sin. And some of you are saying, but Troy, you don't understand Pelosi, Newsom, they're bad. And Biden is like the devil himself. Well, that might be the case, but I know that if he were the devil himself, the Bible teaches us to honor him even if we can never obey him. Jude 1:8-9. Some men reject authority, even reviling angelic majesty. Yet Michael the archangel, in contending with the devil, when he disputed about the body of Moses, dared not bring against him a reviling accusation. Note in this verse, Michael the archangel does not dishonor the devil himself, and yet he does not stop contending with the devil himself. Jude teaches us to honor even those we are contending with. That's where sportsmanship comes from. One must not obey a dishonorable Lord because we're honorable. But one must honor a dishonorable Lord for the same reason. We're honorable. Our age lives on the other pole as this. Our news, our Facebook posts love to besmirch, smear, mar leaders. Look at the stupid Republicans. Look at the evil Democrats. Blah, blah, blah. And then we gutlessly do whatever they tell us to do, even if we're convinced it's evil, with a shrug of the shoulders. Well, what can we do? The bums in Washington are telling us to do it. We dishonor the officers, but then we obey the wrong. But God tells us to faithfully and manfully do just the opposite. Honor the leaders according to the office they hold, but do not do any evil you are told. Don't talk like the world talks at its leaders, and don't do as the world does for its leaders. Honor the office, disobey the evil. Do you remember what Daniel called the king he disobeyed? O king, live forever. Do you remember? Do you know what John Knox called the queen he resisted? My most gracious lady and Lord. Honor the office, but obey God. Dishonor no man, but you must obey God rather than man. And if that is unclear, now is the time to ask for understanding. And if that has pricked your conscience, well, now is our time to confess.